Welcome back, adventurers of Middle-earth. Today, we unravel the legend of Glorfindel, one of Tolkien's most fascinating and mysterious characters. An elf who defied death, slew a Balrog, and radiated the light of the Valar themselves. Yet, despite his incredible story, many fans still wonder, who was he really? Why was he so important, and just how powerful was he? From his heroic stand in the First Age to his divine resurrection, from his epic battles to his mysterious absence in the films, we'll dive into every corner of Glorfindel's lore. Along the way, we'll uncover theories, untangle timelines, and explore the themes that make him such a compelling figure. So grab your elven cloaks and lembas bread, because this is a tale you won't want to miss. To truly understand Glorfindel, we must go back to the very beginning. Amen, the Blessed Realm. Though Tolkien doesn't explicitly document his birth, clues from the Silmarillion and other writings suggest Glorfindel was one of the Noldor, likely born during the years of the trees before the First Age. His golden hair, unusual among the Noldor, hints at a connection to the house of Finarfin, the family of Galadriel. Imagine him as a young elf living under the radiant light of the two trees, Telperion and Laureline. This was a time of beauty, learning, and music, but also a time when the seeds of rebellion were sown. Like many Noldor, Glorfindel joined Feanor's rebellion against the Valar, but his reasons may have been more noble. Perhaps he was driven by loyalty to his kin or a desire to reclaim the stolen Silmarils from Morgoth. Unlike the more prideful Feanor, Glorfindel's heart remained untainted by ambition. Yet, he still followed the exiled Noldor into Middle-earth, crossing the perilous Helcaraxe, the grinding ice. This brutal journey, fraught with death and despair, forged Glorfindel's unyielding spirit. By the time he reached Middle-earth, he was no longer just a noble elf. He was a warrior. Glorfindel rose to prominence in Gondolin, the hidden city founded by Turgon. As the lord of the House of the Golden Flower, he embodied the city's ideals of light and hope. Gondolin itself was a marvel of elven craftsmanship, hidden from Morgoth's gaze for centuries. Glorfindel's house was among the most beautiful, adorned with golden blossoms that reflected the light of Aman. But the peace of Gondolin couldn't last. Betrayed by Meglin, the city fell under attack by Morgoth's forces. Imagine the chaos: dragons, Balrogs, and countless orcs descending upon the once hidden city. Glorfindel and his warriors fought valiantly, buying time for survivors to escape. His leadership and courage were a beacon of hope amidst the despair. Now, let's talk about one of the most epic moments in Tolkien's legendarium: Glorfindel's duel with the Balrog. As the survivors fled through the mountains, a Balrog ambushed them. This was no ordinary foe. It was a demon of fire and shadow, a corrupted Maya spirit akin to Sauron himself. Glorfindel stepped forward, knowing full well the stakes. Their battle raged on the narrow mountain path, a clash of light and darkness. In the end, Glorfindel struck a fatal blow, casting the Balrog into the abyss. But the Balrog's flaming whip caught him, and together they fell. His sacrifice ensured the survival of Eärendil, the half-elf who would later plead with the Valar for aid against Morgoth. After his death, Glorfindel's spirit journeyed to the halls of Mandos. For most elves, this would be the end of their tale. But Glorfindel was no ordinary elf. The Valar, recognizing his purity and selflessness, chose to return him to life. This was an extraordinary act, reserved for only the most noble of elves. Reborn in Aman, Glorfindel was tasked with a divine mission. He was sent back to Middle-earth in the Second Age, likely around the time Sauron began forging the Rings of Power. His role? To stand as a bulwark against the rising darkness. Tolkien hints that he may have worked closely with Gil-galad and Elrond during this time, aiding in the establishment of Rivendell and the resistance against Sauron. Glorfindel's most famous appearance in the Third Age is his encounter with Frodo and the Nazgul. When Frodo was gravely injured, Glorfindel rode out to rescue him. This wasn't just a daring rescue, it was a display of his divine power. His presence alone terrified the Nazgul, forcing them into retreat. But Glorfindel's story in the Third Age doesn't end there. He played a key role in the battle against the Witch King of Angmar centuries earlier. It was Glorfindel who prophesied that no man could kill the Witch King, a line that would later come true with Éowyn's victory in the Return of the King. This moment highlights not only his foresight, but also his importance in shaping Middle-earth's destiny. Glorfindel's power isn't just physical, it's spiritual. Reborn with the light of Aman, he carried the strength of the Valar themselves. Few could stand against him, whether in battle or in a contest of wills. Some fans speculate that Glorfindel's resurrection placed him on par with the Istari, the Maya sent by the Valar like Gandalf. While he wasn't officially one of them, his divine aura and power suggest he operated on a similar level. Glorfindel's story is one of courage, sacrifice, and redemption. From the hidden halls of Gondolin to the open plains of Middle-earth, his light shines as a beacon of hope in the face of darkness. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Tolkien's legendarium, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more explorations into Middle-earth. Who should we cover next? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, may your path always be lit by the light of hope. Namaria.